Hello and welcome to the series of ZBrush Basics. In this video I will talk about the polygroups. When you want to select and deselect your model, and while creating a complex character, you need to make selection of one area, particular area, again and again, and it becomes quite a time consuming task to select something and then reselect thing. So and that's where actually polygroups comes very handy. So what actually happens when you make any selection a polygroup, so it just saves your selection and just treats as a different object when you want to work on, and you can easily select, deselect, and change, extract, and do a lot of operations. That's why polygroup is uh, one of the most important feature in this ZBrush. So stay tuned and let's get started. So as you can see, this is a complex character. I have created a face, and here this is right now in one polygroup. Now if let's say if I want to change the size of ears, so I'll have to click, make a selection, and then invert it. Then I can actually click on scale. Now if you are seeing this kind of scale transformation gizmo, and if you then it will scale like this. But if but you can go back to the old one, transform gizmo, that is quite easy to work on. So this is something I use. So I will just increase the and I will adjust the position of ear, and then I will just sculpt it so that fix these deformations. And then I will have to fix these deformities that has been actually that comes when you move some part of mesh that is merged together. So I can just simply sculpt it out, and it hardly takes a few minutes to just clean it up. Alright, so now if you see that I have changed the size of ear to match with my my character. I will just increase this area, and so now the thing is that if I want to make any change on the ear alone, then I will have to go and make selection again, because then I don't have any saved selection. So I'll have to just click again and make selection to the ear and edit it again and again. So this is the problem, and that's where actually polygroup comes very handy. So let's say if I have selected this ear, and I have made it as a dynamic I have made it as a polygroup. I will go to the polygroup panel. This is located in the tool panel, and click on the group masked. So what actually does it group the masked polygons into one polygroup. Now you can see the face has been divided into two different polygroups. Now I can actually make selection. I can simply click Control Shift and click on the ear and hide it. I can just drag outside the face and reverse the selection, reverse the masked area, and then I can keep sculpting on the my geometry that is visible to me. If you don't want to do this, simply click on Control Shift and click, so your partially hidden model will be visible, and then you can click and control click to hide one part, and then click outside to make a mask, and then click again, control shift and click to just show the hidden part. Now you have made a selection, and this is quite easy to make selection again and again. I can just revert back anytime, and I can do the sculpting. I can add the detail. And if you notice, whatever detail I put, my masked area is completely protected with this. So this is polygroup, and you can polygroup by different methods. So one way is I have selected any area of the object and click on the group mask. You can also mask by colors, like you can also mask by polypaint. So you simply have to go and click on the any color. Now when you change the color, your object automatically turns into take the same color. So it just gives you the preview that how your model character will look like. So to avoid this, if you want to just show the color that you want to paint it, so go and click on the fill object. This is also available in color palette. Here, this fill object. Now when you change any color, your object will not be showing the preview. Now here you can actually make a selection. Like if I made a selection in this area, and then I change the color and I made a selection in nose area differently, and if I change the color and I added the selection in the chin area, lower chin area, then I have polypainted 3 different colors in my character. And when I click on the group from polypaint, it just groups the polygons into different polygroups based on the color. So now you can see the one color into one polygroup. So here I have painted one pink color, so these two has become one, as one polygroup. I can simply hide, I can simply show. So that's how it works. So make sure that you paint the color, so it takes the same color value. So if you have painted red here also, and if you paint the same color here, or if you painted the same color as in chin here or some other place, it will just do the same. It will put them into one polygroup, and you can see. Alright, so wherever I have painted one color, they ZBrush automatically put them into one polygroup if I select this this option, right? You can also group mask. So this is what I had covered in before. So you can simply click and click and drag to simply mask some area, and you can simply click on the group masked. You can also click on the, you can also group by normals. So this is actually this actually groups your object based on so it groups your object based on the curvature. So to give you more idea about that, so I will go and Snakehead and create some I will just turn off this RGB information. I will add some detail here. Right now, when I click on the group by normals, okay, so it's not working in that way. So okay, group front. So actually what it does, that if you have multiple objects in your scene, so let's say I'm adding some objects here. I'm adding some more objects. So I'm just rescaling it and move it further, like here. I'll move it back, and I will then select this another one. Now I will move it some. Move it here. So you can see I'll move it just behind the model. Now when I go and click on the polygroups and click on the group front, so what actually it does now, for that first you have to merge these objects. So all these objects should be merged into one. So I'll just click on the merge down, and that's all. So whenever now these are now one object, I can simply sculpt them. Now if I want to change it, so I can go and I click on the polygroups, and then I can simply click on the group front. So what it does, whatever area that is visible to the camera, so it just groups them into one. So now I will take a side view and to explain it. So and the area that was behind, they had it being grouped in as a separate polygroup. So you can see it's quite interesting, because then you can add many details. You can actually simply add some details that and make some selection that may not be easy to just make in other cases. And when you click on the regroup by edges, so basically when you click on the regroup by edges, so it just regroup based on the edge. So like you can see, so it takes the curvature. So uh, wherever I have changed the curvature and the edges start ends, like eyes area, this is the eye area, and from here actually my chin area had been started, and that's how it actually took it. So it just took the edges of this my sculpted area. So wherever I have put the details, made the way, either increase the volume or push the polygons out, then it just masks area, polygroups around it. Here we go. So now I'm going to simply erase all these polygroups. So let's say, take an example, like you have now many polygroups and you simply don't want to have them. So what to just get rid of all the polygroups, you simply can go and click on the group visible. So when you click on the group visible, so whatever visible objects in the viewport, it will be grouped as a one polygroup. You can, if you have multiple objects into your scene and they are merged, then you can click on the auto group, so they will just can be grouped as a separate polygroups. You can also go and from the polypoint and from masking. So now this is one of the most interesting interesting option and feature. So when you click on this and simply okay, so for some reason it is not working as expected, but in this actually polygroup section you will be using these three four options more. So that should be enough, and that's it for this session. That's it for this session, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you like this video, then give it a like and subscribe my YouTube channel, so that it can help me to it motivates me to create more tutorials. And if you have any suggestion, then you put them into comment section below. And that's it for now. I'll see you in the next video where I will cover some other topic. So stay tuned and keep watching and keep sculpting.